Good morning. No, it's not on. Have we got a mic? Hello? Oh, there it is. Yay. Good morning, everyone. Oh, I can't hear you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Hi, I'm Georgia Neekin, and I'm one of the practitioners here at CSL White Rock. I'm so delighted to see everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And thanks to the people on Zoom and internet and wherever else you're coming in from. We're delighted to have you here today. I just want to express our gratitude for the first people for their love and their care of this land, its waters, and its living creatures. We pay our respects for living, working, playing, and learning on these unceded territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including Semiahmoo, Katzie, Quitlam, Kwantlen, Kaikite, and Waisanex, and Tawasin First Nation. Sorry if I mispronounce some of those. I need practice. May this acknowledgement serve as a reminder of understanding and harmony as we forge ahead on a shared journey towards a more compassionate society. So, just take a breath on that. Yeah, I'm just going to go into a little prayer here. So as we acknowledge this time, this day, this wonderful blessing of being together as a community of strength and willingness and courage to move forward in our lives, individually and as a group, in ourselves, in our family, our friends. All of this is welcoming today that energy and that knowledge of source that we are. So gratefully acknowledging this. And today as we surge forward with new enthusiasm, new ideas, new ways of being, our only job today is to create greater self-awareness. That's our job on this planet. That's how we came here, that's how we leave. Thankful for this today and grateful as we enjoy today's talk and all the things to come and the announcements of the wondrous things that we're creating for our community and our center in such beautiful energy and source and way. I'm thankful for this. And please join me in saying, and so it is. So as we acknowledge all of this, it's a reminder of understanding and harmony as we forge ahead with this shared journey towards a more compassionate society, as I've just said. Our vision at CSL White Rock is a loving, vibrant world that works for all. And our teaching is based on the science of mind, a philosophy, a faith, and a way of life. And wow, has that ever been a brilliant way? I know personally, I can't say enough. If you want to talk to me about treatment or you want treatment, it works. It does. So these are our core beliefs. There's one life, and it's the source of all life and all things. We are spirit having a human experience. Nothing outside of us needs to change in order for us to be happy. Have to remind ourselves, even if we fall down, we can get back up, especially with the help of Fred here. We are here to walk each other home. And that's a brilliant word. And that word is what kept me coming back. When I arrived at CSL White Rock, it felt like home. And many of you have said that to me and to us. We feel like home. So I want to announce our fabulous musicians today, Michelle and Eamon Morris. Thank you for coming, and please let's have them sing. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to sing our opening song. Hopefully the words will be up there, but you guys sang it last week, so you should remember it. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind Set on spirit, walking and talking with my mind. Set on spirit, I'm walking and talking with my mind. Set on spirit, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Singing and praying with my mind. Set on spirit, I'm singing and praying with my mind. Set on spirit, I'm singing and praying with my mind. Set on spirit, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind set on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
I'll get to the mic and say it. Thank you, Michelle and Eamon. Yeah, I'll get there. Okay, how's that? You hear okay? I'll do my best here. Oh. Now? Oh, right. Really close. What's that? Chew it. Okay, we'll do what we can here. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Janet Pope. I'm a past president of the board here in CSL White Rock, and I'm currently the chair of our fundraising committee, which you'll hear more about in my announcements later. I just was thinking about how I feel about CSL White Rock, and you know, when I think about coming here on a Sunday, it's one of my happy places. I don't know about you, but I have several places in my life where I spend time that are my happy places, and this is one of them. So I hope that's the same for you. So thank you for taking the time for being here with us. If anybody is new today, I don't think there's any there's brand new people today. If you haven't already seen Sandy for a welcome package, Sandy's at the back. Please see her later, and that'll give you some more information about our center. And you can also ask the practitioners here, who you'll meet through the service, if you have any questions about the teaching. So on to, and you know, I do apologize. I'm looking in the camera now because it's not always easy to remember that we have an online community, and a really, really warm welcome to you. And you also have practitioners online with you. So those are people you can ask any questions of too, which I know you already do. So for the announcements, I'm not sure if we've got slides, but they're up there? Okay. All right. Upcoming events. So we are doing a 30-day spiritual practice exercise currently. It started already, but you can still join. And each day you're going to receive something that's a spiritual practice to try for yourself, because last week at the town hall there was a lot of discussion about spiritual practice and how valuable it is. So if you would like to do that, you may still register online and get the daily practice. And it's very good, apparently. I didn't get registered, but I may well still. And then next week is a big day for us. Next week we are having a special celebratory program because it's our 30th birthday. as an organization. Yeah. So we're going to have different activities during the service, but we're also having pizza and cake after. But we also need you to register that you'll be there so we know how much food to order, please, if you can. And let us know today in person, or you can let us know online. That makes sense, Jill? Okay, so if you're doing that, if you'd rather do it in person, to let us know you're coming, and then you can also do it online currently. Right. Okay. So now there is something to be aware of our exciting week next week. The Umbrella people are doing an event themselves downstairs at the same time. They're doing a foot clinic all day through. So parking is going to be an issue. And so we have some suggestions. Carpool with somebody close to you. And there is street parking, but their staff is also going to be parking on the street because they have a lot of volunteers. And so that's an option. We have two people, Sandy, who's here today, has volunteered, and Norm, that's our George's husband, have volunteered to pick people up at a meeting point so that we have fewer cars. So, yes, Sandy. Near Winners. Yeah. Great. And I'm sure Norm will come up with a location. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah. And I actually don't mind doing it once I've delivered everything here. I can go back. I was thinking I'd go to the ice arena and softball city parking lot off 24th. Yes. I could drive too. You could drive? Awesome. You're yeah, before you leave today, if you need a ride, because it may be a good idea to exchange cell phone numbers. So, yeah. Tony, Tamara's husband, Tony, will meet people. Peace Arch what? Peace Arch, I was at the border, so. I was thinking we're getting some Americans coming up. Or okay. Perfect. So Peace Arch. What's that? Oh, of course. And we may well have some coming up for our birthday. You never know. Great. Okay, so that's what we want you to know about next week. It was just unfortunate timing, but however, we always make it work, right? We'll all make it work here today. A lot of these announcements are on the board here as well. I just want to mention that this week, no, not this week, November the 12th, the Sacred Circle, the evening version, which is a lovely thing to join if you have never done it. You just have a lovely opportunity to connect with other members for some deeper reflection and conversation. And I go to the daytime one, and I just look forward to it every month. So the one for the nighttime people is coming up on November 12th. 7 to 8, that's right, 7 p.m. Okay, my announcement. So on December the 1st, we're having what is probably going to be our biggest fundraiser for the year. So there's a lot of things happening. We're having a concert, a winter concert, with two musicians that you've already had seen here today, before, Leora Cash and Jay Krebs. And So this is going to be on December the 1st. It's on the board at between 3 and 5 p.m. And it's going to be at the Elgin Hall, which is on Crescent Road. I think most people know it, but there's good parking there. Because last time we got about 80, 90 people come, so we needed parking, and it worked out perfectly. We are also going to run a silent auction at that event. And yes? Yes, I got it on my list. Thank you. So we have Judy over here by the window. Can you put your hand up? She is organizing the silent auction. If you have anything that you wish to offer, we're going to have a range of values. We're having some that are, $100 worth of things, but they'd be lovely for Christmas. And then we'll have some lower priced things, but maybe $50 and up, $50 or so value. And if you have anything you would like to donate, we need to know the information, and Judy's got some forms that you can fill out there. And we need this information ahead of time by the 17th, so 2 more weeks. So if you have something, please see Judy, and we'll get that organized. She can get your contact information, and we'll get that underway. So that'll be done during the intermission at our concert. Also, we are doing a baking sale at that concert for Christmas baking. So we already have Penny, who's always brings loads of baking, and she has helpers that she gets to bring extra too for special events. But if anybody else does Christmas baking and wants to donate anything, I just want you to know that would be happy to have that as well. And I did ask last week, okay, let's do this first. So if you have a place that you frequent where you think that would be a good place to put a poster up advertising our concert, because we really want it to be a community event. It's not just for us. We want it to be a big start to the Christmas season for people, or the holiday season, whatever people want to celebrate it as. So we have posters. If you wish to take some with you today, please do. That would be very, very helpful. The other thing was, I did ask last week if we do need a bit of help. We want some lighted Christmas trees, little ones or even, 6-footers, but to decorate the hall. And we have one so far. 2 or 3 would be better. So if anybody has one, they might donate for the day and then take it home for Christmas. That would be very helpful. And battery-operated candles as well, because we want it to be a nice ambiance in there. So that's what we did last time. It was lovely. And is there anything else I want to say? Once we have a Facebook ad for our concert, could you share it with your friends, just as an extra way to get the word out? That would be perfect. And I think, oh yes, tickets. So you can buy your tickets online, but we do have them here also. So between now and December 1st, they're $20. If you forget and come on the day and buy one, even in the afternoon, even if you did it in the morning, we'd still do it $20. But if you buy it at the actual event, they're going to be $25. We just like to have an idea of how many people are going to be there. So, and that is it, I believe, for all our announcements. Yes, sorry, that was. That's what I meant, that Diane has the tickets. Yes. Yes, Judy. We are doing that, but it's just for the committee. Yeah. But you'll be there. Yeah, they can always come and see you there. Yes, we're going to hang around today. because we're having a short meeting to update ourselves on what's going on. But if you want to stay, that's okay. And we'll be here to talk to. Okay, I think I'm done. Anything else? All right. You don't need these notes. Everybody knows anyway, right? So I would like to thank you for your attention and let you know that it's time for practitioner Diane to lead us in meditation. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, everybody.
And there's gonna be more after me. Oh yes, I have to speak here. Okay. I know. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Okay. So everybody is settled down for just few minutes of meditation, of quiet, of remembering who we are. And I'm going to read few words from Ferini's book, The Silence of the Heart, which I love. All right, so we just breathe in. The breath of life, the breath of God, the breath of spirit, the breath of love. That is moving through, in, and as each one of us. Quieting the mind the best way you can. No judgment, just allowing. So, just be, breathe, and be. Be in the silence of your own heart. Let your thoughts come and go until the space between them opens. Let any feelings of anxiety, frustration, just go. And allow softness to come into your heart. Be patient with yourself. Let peace come into your heart. The peace that is always there. A breath away. Allow quiet space to be in your heart, in your mind, and feel the presence that comes in. The presence that is always there. that presence is the Spirit of God. It's grace. It's call it whatever is meaningful to you. It's right there. No judgment, no worry. Just peace, love. Gratitude for knowing this truth. I rest in God, and God rests in me. This is the divine embrace. This is the divine embrace. And we open our heart to feel presence within. Fill our heart with love and wisdom and peace. Easily, effortlessly. And we bring about a smile on our face for knowing this truth, for having this experience right now, this moment of divine embrace. And we open our eyes at some point. Namaste, everybody. And I invite Michelle and Herman.
This is a song by Melissa Felipe. It's called Joy and Peace. So I just invite you to breathe that in with me. Joy and peace. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed. Joy and peace in my life. I am healed. I am one with God, and I know the truth. I am one with creation and one with you. There is no separation between all that is. I am one. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. Spirit dwells within me and guides all I do. It infuses my life with the light. I am new. I am rich with abundance, with all that is good. All is good. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. From the core, I thank you, God, for teaching me this truth. Knowing it is so, I release it all to you. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. Joy and peace in my heart. Always I feel joy and peace in my mind. God within revealed, joy and peace in my life. I am healed. I am healed. I am healed.
Just have a couple of issues with cameras right now, so make sure that the crowd online can see us and hear us. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing Rev Karin today as our guest speaker. I've known her for quite a while. I've heard her speak so many times here and when she had the center in Vancouver, based out of Vancouver in Yaletown. And I even got to be one of her fill-in practitioners one day or a couple times of working with the people in her community. It was just, I can't say enough. She's spoken at several New Thought conferences, Kelowna, Edmonton, Calgary. And she's a former journalist. You're going to notice that because journalists have a way of pulling words together that is so profound. And I always have seen that in you, Karin, and admired that. Her writing has even appeared in a Science of Mind magazine. Like, oh my goodness. So this month, she's going to be attending her convocation at Royal Roads University to receive her graduate certificate in executive coaching with a goal to bring collaborative leadership practices to the mainstream. How cool is that? I get chills just saying that. I'm going to have to talk to her more about this because that sounds really exciting. So please join me in welcoming Rev Karin.
I think I'm on now. I am. Perfect. Hi, everybody. Oh, look how many you are. There's so many of you. And there's more of you online, too. This is so exciting. I'm so happy to be here. I love being here. I feel a little off kilter just because of where the camera is, but I'm sure I'll get used to that. Try and look at all of you at the same time. Yeah, so it's wonderful to be here. And we're going to be talking today about a challenging subject and yet really not so challenging. The biggest thing that is the challenge is right up here. This part of ourselves, this part already knows it. And as some of you know, the largest and the greatest distance is this. So we can spend a lot of time in this part of our mind convinced about all kinds of ideas, concepts, theories, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when we know the truth, it lands here. And then what happens is this part goes, There's a big sigh because all of a sudden we can tell something landed. Something landed. Are we good? I can see all your eyes over there. It's very disconcerting, but it's okay. I'll get used to it. So what I'm talking about today is this concept of abundance. And I'm fortunate in that I was invited to be here today, and I get to come back in 2 weeks' time. So that means that there's an abundance of opportunities for me to talk about abundance. How perfect is that? And how interesting that that wasn't the plan, but you know, sometimes these things work out. So you can imagine when you think about abundance that there's like, well, what is that? Like, I don't have that. I don't have abundance in my life. I don't have X, Y, Z. Maybe I've got a whole bunch of it over here, and over in this area, not so much. That's the mind, right? That is carving things out and analyzing and judging and determining all of those things for us when, if we're in this teaching long enough, we know the truth is here. That doesn't mean that once you've been doing it as long as I have, because I've been in this teaching since, I have to think about how old my daughter was. So that was like since 1997. So maybe not quite as long as the center, but pretty close. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right, 1997. Yeah, you still get tripped up. But that's why we call it a practice. And that's why, as I heard last week, you were doing the town hall, and people said, well, we need to know more about how do we practice this? How do we actually make it real? Not just in our head theory, which is what got me going, because I love in your head theory stuff. So that's why I kept coming, because I wanted to learn. But I also wanted to live it. And that's the practice part. One of the teachers that I've worked with for a long time says he's so grateful that he and others come to this teaching at a young time of life. And his rationale for it isn't because, you know, for the rest of us, it's way too late if we come later. His rationale is just that you get that much more opportunity to practice. And as things get more complex in our lives, if we have a foundation underneath us, then we have the tools available to us to be able to actively engage with the reality and the truth of what's really in front of us. And all of that is theory, right? So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story, personal story about my own experience. And abundance is a wide subject. So I'm going to start with something small and expand on that wide subject. So babies are interesting. They just get born. They get born into whatever circumstance they get born into. Some people say they are born into that circumstance by choice. Like I already, before I was in my mother's body, decided to pick my mother and my father, and I showed up. I don't know. I don't know anything more about that than I do about what's going to happen after I close in this lifetime. So I prefer to just say, I showed up. And I happened to show up in a circumstance, and I didn't know it at the time because I'm a baby, right? Happened to show up in a circumstance of prosperity. I lived in a nice house. I moved from a nice house in a nice neighborhood to an even nicer house in an even nicer neighborhood. At the time, they would have called it, you know, sort of the up and coming, if not the, I think the term they used was nouveau riche. So that was kind of the era. And it was, you know, I had all the food I needed in my fridge. We had, we got the black and white TV. We were late on some of the technology, but, we got the black and white TV when everybody got a TV. We had clothes. My mom liked to make clothes. That was her joy. So I had homemade clothes, but they were very elegant because that was her. She wanted to be a textile artist, fashion designer sort of thing. So that was sort of how she lived life. And I grew into this. And at a certain point in my life, it disappeared. Like that. And I fought it like crazy. I remember when the house went up for sale, I actually went around, I was 10 years old, and maybe not a very good 10 years old. And I went around and I pulled up all the real estate signs so that nobody would know how to find our house, because I thought if I did that, it wouldn't sell. Like, I did not want to move, and I was not going to move. And in fact, my sister and I even made a pact that if, we had to move, we were going to, when we grew up, we were going to move back. That was the thing. We were going to move back. So, of course, none of that happened. And I ended up in a situation, and other people would say it was beautiful. We were in a lovely situation, but it wasn't lovely on the inside. You know how sometimes the outside looks really, really good, but the inside, not so good, right? We've all experienced, or some of us have experienced that. And when it hit home really hard, was two things happened. One was I had to have a conversation with my mother about whether or not it was time for us to accept that we needed to go on welfare. And she said no. And she was just determined that we were not going to go down that road. And the thing that triggered that was that it was around the time, and I can only imagine this was the case because I don't actually remember those things together, that it was around the time of Thanksgiving. And I had opened the door, and by this time I would have been probably in grade 7 or grade 8, somewhere in that neighborhood. And I opened the front door, and there was a huge basket on the doorstep, and it was a Boy Scout thing, or maybe it was a church thing, but they had gifted us a big basket. I'm guessing there was a turkey in there, I don't know. And that told me we were on somebody's list as being in need. And of course, we were grateful for that. And at the same time, it was shattering. Because now, not only did I know, but I knew others knew. And to have those two realities in my life was really, what do they call it, cognitive dissonance, right? Completely clashing, because it's not what I grew up in, and it's not what I believed I deserved, right? So that's one thing. The other thing was that we didn't have any kind of faith in my family. I was brought up atheist, if not agnostic, but mostly atheist. And when I was around 7 or 6, somewhere in that neighborhood, so remember, this is the time before when things were prosperous, I remember walking into the forest and finding a beautiful leaf. And it must have been springtime, because I still remember what the color of the leaf was. You know that those maple leaves that are really in the spring, they're quite fragile and brilliant green, like a very particular type of youthful green, and almost transparent. And so I picked up this leaf, and I've got small hands now, so they were much smaller then. So my hand was like maybe this size, and I just pulled it up to the sunlight. And you know, a maple leaf, when you pull it up to the sunlight, it looks an awful lot like your hand. There's like the veins that go through the leaf, you could see it all, and the markings, and there was something that happened in that moment that made me realize that we were connected, that the life of that tree was still somehow the life that was within me at the same time. I didn't have any language for it at the time, but there was something that happened there. And I continued to notice that there was all of this abundance in the world. Everywhere that I looked, there was abundance. And yet, the dichotomy continued. And as I've gone further into this teaching, I've really started to realize that it's a bit like that wolf story where, you know, which one is it? Which one is going to grow? Which one is it that is going to continue? If I continue with the thought of poverty, consciousness, etc., then that is going to grow. And for periods of my life, if I had a break of some kind, man, that rut that I had built for myself was so easy to go down and to spend a lot of time down there. A lot of time down there. But this teaching tells us that that is not the truth of who we are. And we know that that's not the truth of who we are because we have within us, within this conscious mind of ourselves, we have within us that mind, that tiny little minuscule speck, because, you know, it's so big, right? We have the mind of God within us. And the mind of God within us knows that the abundance and the truth and the love is ever present. Try and count the stars. Like really, try and count the stars. And even if you think you've counted them all, know that there are clouds that are covering up some of the ones that you can't see. There are always clouds in our mind covering up what we cannot see. And when we use that active, creative mind, if we are in a state of impoverished consciousness, and I'm not talking necessarily mental, I mean like material rather, it could be I don't have any friends. It could be I lost the love of my life. It could be any one of those number of things. When we connect with that conscious mind that is that spirit mind within us, what happens is we humble ourselves and we get a new idea. Because it all happens on the inside. All of it happens on the inside. That's what I notice. There's some tricks that we can use, and this is where we get into a little bit of the practice part of it. There's some tricks that we can use to catch ourselves when we're going down that slippery slope. One of them is, and we've been hearing it a lot lately, and I'm not going to name any names or anything, but we've been hearing a lot about they. They are doing this. They are doing that. They. Well, what if they didn't do that? Everything is out there. It's out there. So if we flip that and we say, okay, I'm not going to deny that that's not happening. That's ridiculous, right? If you're ill, you're not going to deny that you're ill. But what can I do? Within that context of what is upsetting me, what can I do within myself to make a change, to see it differently, to see perhaps where the opportunities are, to be able to see where the creativity and the creative expression can be, to see where maybe I would want to serve because it's so meaningful for me. There's so many ways that we can take what we see that is uniquely ours to see, and we can use that to get a greater idea of our role and our purpose in this world. They're signposts. All those experiences are little tiny, you know, like Hansel and Gretel, those little breadcrumbs, right? They're all breadcrumbs that can lead us to something grand. Home can lead us straight back to our home of our heart that has been trying to speak to us for so long. When I think about the consciousness that I had, I kind of think of it as a blessing, really, now that I know, you know, the bigger idea, is that I viscerally know what it is like to not have. And I knew what it was like to have. Some people don't experience both of those things at a young age. It takes years before they get to experience them, but they got embedded within me. And I can't help but wonder why. But maybe it's because for me, and it's just my personal story, maybe it's because for me, I needed to be able to see the wholeness that was asking to be expressed through that experience. And as I say, every time that I've gone down a rabbit hole of some kind, it's taken this teaching and applying this teaching to different aspects of my life to be able to lift me back out of that. To be able for me to see that the abundance is absolutely everywhere. I want to share with you a couple of quotes because I think they're important. This is basic science of mind. Our thoughts and beliefs shape our reality. By maintaining a positive mindset and cultivating thoughts of abundance, we can attract and manifest abundance in various forms. That just sounds kind of like law of attraction and very easy manifestation and stuff like that. My experience is that it is a tremendously deep and complex practice. That it is something that calls us to a higher standard for ourselves over and over again. If we want to skim over the top of it, we can. The words are really nice. They're comforting. They are words that, you can leave on a Sunday and say, I do feel much better than I did when I came in. Fantastic, and that's great. But are you changed at depth? And if you want to be changed at depth, are you willing to ask yourself in a bigger way, what more do I need to know about this? Why am I still circling around on the same belief system of non-abundance, whatever that may be for you? And if that's happening to you, then there's these beautiful practitioners. And you can ask them for really deep work, and they will do it. And you can ask them for the light stuff, and they can do that too. Their job is to say yes to whatever it is that you put out there. Do you think that's kind of fair? I'm supporting you in that highest good, and they can go deep, very deep. I know that is a fact. I want to talk a little bit about a metaphysical principle that I'd never read before. I don't read stuff from the Bible very frequently, but lately, I'm a bit late to the game here, I got really hooked. I'm still hooked, so I'm not finished yet, on Greenleaf. And Greenleaf is on Netflix, and it's about a Pentecostal church down in the States, southern part of the States. It's incredible. It is so good. It has like 7 seasons, so it's not surprising. But my husband and I have been watching it every day. He's totally hooked on it. And it is tons of drama, and the occasional spiritual principle woven in there. Oprah Winfrey was the executive director, and she has a bit part in it as well. So that kind of gives you a bit of an idea about the context of it, and it's so good. And one of the things that it talked about was, leavened and unleavened bread, and anyway, I ended up getting sent off to the Metaphysical Bible, which is what the Unity Church uses, and they're part of our New Thought denomination. And I really liked what it said about leavened bread, because our idea is that we want to rise, so there's the metaphor there, want to rise in our consciousness, right? So it says that leaven is the truth. The kingdom of heaven is like unto leaven which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of meal till it was all leavened. So the truth is not hidden. It quietly spreads even when we can't see it. It's like those stars covered with the clouds that we're not seeing when we're trying to count them all. What's required is the truth and the faith to know that it's happening, even when we can't see it is so. This practice is about deep, deep faith. This practice requires and demands us to have deep, deep faith. If something resonates as a truth for you, don't give up on it. Don't say, oh, well, it's not showing up yet. I must be wrong. If there's something in your gut that keeps circling back, it is yours. And the question really only is, so how do I do that? And that's the humbling. That's the humbling. Because then we need to sort of say, you know what, I don't know the answer, but I'm open to figuring out, to discovering, to being curious, to find out what that answer may well be. Here's another story for you. This is a woman called Osceola McCarty. And so in 1908, quite a long time ago, she worked as a washerwoman. She didn't have any education. Obviously, working as a washerwoman was enough for her, but it wasn't much of enough. Fortunately for her, she had a frugal mentality. But she not only had a frugal mentality, she had a purpose. Because she hadn't had any education, so this was all she felt she could do, and she hadn't had the financial wherewithal to be able to do something more for herself. So, at the age of 87, in 1995, she gave $150,000 in savings to the local University of Southern Mississippi to create a scholarship fund for students like her. $150,000. She saved, she saved, she saved, and for her, that was the answer. I think that's amazing. I don't think she thought that she wasn't abundant. I'm sure that her value of abundance was that value of being able to give. That value of being able to know that even when I have so little, there is something that I can give for a greater idea. And that's exactly what she chose to do. There's another one that I can think of as well, and this is actually a little bit of a script, so I wanted to read it out. This is from Greenleaf, because I thought it was so hilarious. Well, not hilarious, but the scene is set that she is with her two grandchildren. They call them First Ladies. So the bishop's wife, and this is for all the centers, communities down there in this particular denomination, they're referred to as the First Lady in the community. I thought it was quite fascinating. Anyway, so the First Lady is sitting down with her two grandchildren. She's got one on each side, and they're both going to go to a debutante ball, cotillion kind of a thing. And she has a string of pearls, and it's a double strand. So she cuts the strand in two, ties them, and she gives each girl half of the strand, right? And then she wants to kind of give them a little bit of a lesson. And so she asked them if they're familiar with, how oysters are formed. And she says, yes, the parasite creeps into the oyster, and then the oyster responds by covering that old invasive thing with this substance called nacre. And eventually it turns what was painful and out of place into something beautiful. There is no mistake that the Bible likens the kingdom of heaven to a pearl of great price. Now, in our teaching, heaven is a state of mind. And so our kingdom of heaven is often when we have done the work, we've faced whatever it is that we need to face, we have done the work, and we have turned the work around so that we have allowed that thing that has been bugging us, irritating us, making us feel less than, whatever it is, and we've transformed it and recognized it for that beauty that it is, and we have gratitude for that. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope there were a few nuggets in there for you. I think, yeah, I probably shouldn't go much longer because it looks like we're on time. So thank you so much, and blessings, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks.
This song is called Heaven is Inside, and it's by my good friend Julie Blue. I used to sing with her choir for many years. I see the sun after it rains. I feel the warmth in my heart. I know the ecstasy and the pain that life can bring. I've got the earth under my feet. I've got a song, I've got a beat. Keeps me going, going on. Oh, every morning, every day, I wake up and I pray. I know heaven is inside me if I only can believe. I believe I do. I believe I do believe. I believe I do. I love the wind in my hair. I see the stars in my eyes. I know the depths of joy and despair that life can bring. Yes, I do. But I got love on my side. I got a light I can't hide. Keeps me going, going on. Well, every morning, every day, I wake up and I pray. I know heaven is inside me if I only can believe. I believe I do believe. I believe I do. The rain falls on my face like tears from heaven, washing me clean. Oh, I am strong and I am whole. I've got music in my soul. Keeps me going, going on. Yeah, yeah, every morning, every day, I wake up and I pray. I know heaven is inside me if I only can believe. Oh, I believe I do. I believe. I believe I do. That's your part. I believe I do believe. I believe I do. I believe I do believe. I believe I do. Sounds good. I believe I do believe. I believe I do. I believe I do believe. I believe I do. I believe I do believe. I believe I do believe.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Michelle and Eamon. Aren't they just amazing? We're so lucky to have them. So lucky. And also Rev Karin, that was brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're very lucky in this community. And because we're so lucky, this is the offertory time. It's a time to acknowledge our gratitude for our loving community. It's our opportunity to participate in the spiritual practice of giving. If it feels right for you, I invite you to take your contribution of time, treasure, or talent, or gift today, whatever it is that is yours to give, and hold it to your heart. Please know a specific good for yourself. Take that breath and give yourself a knowing of goodness. A specific good for this center as well. And repeat after me. I'll wait for the slide to come up. It's coming. All right, I'm just going to read it. You can repeat after me. This gift I give is spirit in action. I give it in joy. I give it in love. I give it with a completely open heart and mind. I know that I have received a lot with great gratitude. And there is abundance for everyone. Thank you. So this gift is now given with love and gratitude and now enters the law of circulation and abundance. And bless all these beautiful gifts. And if you say yes to that, please join me in saying, and so it is. And just a reminder, if you're new today, I didn't mention this at the beginning, our dear Sandy, who's standing right here with the offertory, and Ray have packages for new people. So if you're first day today, come see us. Come talk to us. We want to know you. So we got the offertory slide coming up. So there's a few ways you can support our center. We have a White Rock blog through donating online at admin at cslwhiterock.com/donate. E-transfer, we still take checks, and apparently we take cash. Folks, we do. So there's 3 ways to give. Go to the donate page at our website. You can put in any amount you want. You can also become a monthly donor. That's what I've discovered because it's just so much easier. Choosing to reoccurring payments, and it's all there online for you. You could give by mail. You can send it by check to our mailing address, CSL White Rock, and it's all there on 20th Avenue in Surrey. And you could give an e-transfer. So go to your bank online and find out where you can send an e-transfer, and you can send it to our email address, admin@cslwhiterock.com/dot. Okay, so if we could have the baskets come up for the front for the blessing. They're going to give those out now. Yeah, I'm going to say, bless these gifts. Or do we have a song first? No? Does that come after? Yeah, it comes right after. Okay. All right. I guess we could, yeah, okay, I'll just move aside.
I am blessed every day of my life. I am blessed, 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 blessed. When I wake up in the morning or lay my head to rest, I am blessed. I am blessed. And we're going to sing, you are blessed. You are blessed every day of your life. You are blessed, 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 blessed. When you wake up in the morning or lay your head to rest, you are blessed. You are blessed. Now we'll sing, we are blessed. We are blessed every day of our lives. We are blessed, 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 blessed. When we wake up in the morning or lay our heads to rest, we are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed. We are blessed.
Thank you. Thanks, Michelle. Okay, so the baskets are here. Thank you. I bless these gifts, the givers and the receivers, and this wonderful community. I know that these gifts make a difference to this beautiful community in so many ways. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if the practitioners want to come up, Jill, Rev Karin. And you should have a blessing, and we can read out the one we have for those of you online. Today, your joy blessing is, you cannot have a positive life and a negative mind. Joyce Meyer. Cool. That's very cool. Thank you. Yeah, this is it right here. This gift I give is spirit in action. I give it in joy. I give it in love. I give it with completely open heart and mind. I know that I've received a lot with great gratitude, and there is abundance for everyone. So this gift given with love and gratitude now enters the law of circulation and abundance. So as we bless all these beautiful gifts, please say yes and join. So it is. All right. Oh, I just repeated a part that I shouldn't have. Thank you. But I know I wanted to do that anyhow, just to remind us. So just a reminder, we practitioners, we're all here to do prayer today. So if you want to have a prayer or you want some time alone with us, and like Rev Karin said, it could be a small thing or a big thing. We're here to go deep or go light, your choice. So come and see us and say, look, I need a little bit of time with you. So let's say this together. Do we have the slides coming up? Something wonderful is happening in me right now. Yeah, can we all stand to do that? Let's try again. Sorry, I haven't done this for a while. Is it noticeable? No. Okay, let's try again. Something wonderful is happening in me right now. It's this thing called life. It's this thing called love. It's this thing called abundance. I know it. I feel it, I express it, and am it, and so it is. All right, let's have our song. Next song. Yes.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Take. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Have a fabulous day.
If someone's taking the speaker over, make sure to bring
I know. I thought we plugged it in.
I'm just saying to everybody to remind them. It wasn't plugged in?
Oh, yes.
And then we didn't even use that table.
Also, so for the concert, am I doing that?
They're doing it, they're bringing their own equipment, and they're doing it, we don't even have to bring any of our own stuff. So we can ask if You're taking Take the stands down, yeah.
And then those go in here. So you just pull it up. And then make sure that both of these are down.
I didn't want to force it, so I was being cautious.
That was my computer that did that. I turned during that.
There was twice. There was that time, and then somebody else had their mic. And it was like hanging back.